Hi, my name is Jay. This is Sudanoo Reacts, and this is the Lazarus episode 5 recap. This episode, I really don't know how to feel about this episode. So, beginning of the episode, we find we're in basically the penthouse of some very rich man. Come to find out, it is the CEO of this company called Destino Medicinal, who is, I believe, the distributors of Hoppa. So the crew was going off of the information we got in the last episode from Doc 909 that he got this information from Delta Medicinal, and they were going through all of Delta Medicinal information that he had on his side. Comes to find out that they were uploading the information about the Hopna trial, like the clinical trial, onto SoundCloud as audio files. Okay, didn't know you could do that. So they were able to do that, and then the next thing that they decided to do was the entire group was going to go in and try to infiltrate Delta Medicinal to get any information that they might have at where Dr. Skinner was. So we tried drones. We tried to see if we could get in through car parks and if we had any buildings that we could either jump over or glide across or something. Nothing was happening. So what does Axel do? Axel decides to walk through the front door. And he not only walks through the front door, he gets on the elevator with 4 other cops. Three? Was it 3 or was it 4? I want to say it was 4 other cops. Never mind. He got on the elevator with these cops, and just the hair choreography and just the facial expressions. I'm like, wow, this is a really, really beautiful beautifully animated scene right here. Like, this is just a really good scene. Something that I didn't notice is that Axel is not someone that is going to like try and hurt someone. Like, he is like basically defending himself and trying to incapacitate the people that he's around, but he's never trying to like kill them. He's never trying to like brutally harm them. Because at one point he had a baton, like a police baton, and he could have struck to like hit the head or something, but he never did that. So I'm like, okay, so that's cool. Axel gets up to the top of the building and he meets the CEO up there at the top. I forgot his name. You don't need to know his name. He meets the CEO of Delta Medicinal, and then he basically says, disarm all of your security systems, and then we do a conference call with the remaining crew. So everybody is on a conference call. We're asking the CEO if he knows where Dr. Skinner is. He doesn't know. He's been losing sleep over it. He has no idea where he could be. They tell him about the fact that we found the trial information on SoundCloud, and he's like, how did you get that? How did you even know that was happening? That was the only way we could get information out anyway. So Axel gets very upset, and he's tired of like running around trying to find where Dr. Skinner is. So he's like, let us bring Dr. Skinner to us. So he sets up basically just a little conference notification that we found, our Delta Medicinal found a cure for Hopna. Short, sweet, and it's like, okay, so we're gonna run with this. Once Dr. Skinner finds out, he's gonna want to come. He's gonna want to know what we know. He's gonna want to know if we have a cure or not. So they're like, okay, we got this. And then just like the weirdest, like 8 minutes of my life kind of happened. So we get to the conference. The CEO has actually slept a little bit because he's like, I didn't know how to fight back, but they gave me a reason to try and fight back. So we're going to continue to do this, see if we can get Dr. Skinner and nail him down to see if we can get information out of him about what's going on. there are plenty of people who are just very suspicious going on at this event. There are just tons and tons of suspicious people. And none of them are really relevant in the rest of the show or the rest of this episode. So there's a lot of sketchy people. The conference starts. I should say that Elena is in the core of the security center for the entire building. So she's watching all of the server requests from, there's an outside server that is available for the public, which she made available for the public. And then there's a core that is more securely protected and that you can't really get access to because it isn't connected to any of the other outside networks. It's a fully secure moat around the most secure information at Delta Medicinal. We start out, everything is going okay for a minute, and then all the lights get cut off and we don't know what's going on. Elena's like, okay, we need to check the breakers. We're checking breakers. We're trying to figure out what everybody's going on. All the people that are in the conference are just running around and just like kind of being like we're disorganized and trying to figure out what's going on. There are also robots all over the place just running into each other because they're malfunctioning. Water is being spilt because their faucets are automatic, so anything could just turn those things on. So those are on. They're flooding the floors, and then we get to this woman who has this very crazy catchphrase. I don't like that catchphrase. I don't like it. So we see her for the first time. She's a hacker, and we know she's trying to get information on whatever's going on here. Elena is like kind of running around trying to figure out where exactly she's coming from. Just like, okay, she's literally all over the place. Next thing you know, the core is being attacked. So the most secure locations of all this is being attacked. And we're just all running around trying to figure out what's going on, who's doing it, where's it coming from? Is it inside the building? Is it outside the building? Elena, once they're able to get to the core and they try to copy the information about the cure onto their device, Elena's like, okay, I got them because I set a trap up. So now we can track where they are. They're in Pakistan. So we're trying to figure out if we're trying to call the local authorities in Pakistan, get those people out to the Pakistan Stock Exchange where they're supposedly at. Not only are they not there, they're also mobile with a large satellite antenna on their car. So now they're driving up a mountain. One of them very narrow, very crazy mountains that you see between like Pakistan and China and like craziness. I don't even know what this episode was about at the end. I was like, okay. And so Popcorn Wizard was the name of the hacker, and she called Elena after all this had happened because Elena was able to sort of shut it down. And once she found out that there wasn't a cure, that was just fake, she threw her entire laptop off the side of a cliff and nobody knew where she was. So she calls Elena and says, hey, that was a really good job you did there. That was about the closest I've ever been to being found out. And I'm like, okay, so what does this have to do with Dr. Skinner? What does this have to do with Dr. Skinner? Please give me something. Give me something. There was nothing. I'm getting like Axel. I'm like, come on. I need a lead. I just need one good lead because every lead is leading me to nowhere. End of the episode is basically Elena looking up, pretty proud of herself for being able to defend against Popcorn Wizard, because I'd like to say it's a bit easier to attack, especially when you're highly prepared. Like one of the methods that Popcorn Wizard used was the fact that there were unsecured walkie-talkies that they were able to get access to, not only hack, but get access to and help in cracking that core of the server, the core server of the building. So like a lot of stuff going on here. I'm not sure how this relates to Dr. Skinner. Hopefully in the next episode we get maybe some more guidance on what that is, but I'm not really sure we're going to do that. But this episode, if I had to give it a score, last episode, I would say last episode was a 9. I would give this one like an 8. I'd give this like an 8. Beautiful choreography, particularly with Axel in the elevator, but there wasn't much else outside of that was interesting, or I shouldn't say interesting, but wasn't nothing outside of there that was like moving either the narrative forward or that was just like super interesting character wise. Like I don't feel like I got much character development outside of maybe Elena being shown in more of a positive light, showing her abilities more. But outside of that, nobody else really did anything. Axel was probably the most important person here, because if Axel wasn't there, they wouldn't have been able to talk to the CEO at all. So I give it an 8. I think it was pretty good. So if you would like and subscribe for more anime and anime content, hit your subscription fees. There'll be at least one video uploaded every day, and I'll catch you in the next episode next week. Bye.